If you're a homeowner and you have home warranty, how do I know that you're not going to get paid and you're not going to get a new system? And why does it matter? This is a fantastic question. I'm Scott Bell, coming to you live for HVAC technician and sales seekers on a perfect day to talk about sales and business and a fantastic day to talk about you. Now, here's the thing. I work with technicians on a daily basis. I grew up in heating and air. I was a technician for a while. I have trained technicians for a long time. And one of the conversations that we have quite often is how frustrating home warranties as a group are. And this is the reason. You are told as a consumer that if your system fails, they will take care of it, which to an extent is true, right? We're gonna take care of you. What you need to know is every company is a little bit different. So I can't say across the board every company is going to act this way. Let's just say for a second a bulk majority of them are, okay? In my mind, I think you have a better play and a better opportunity. I'll share it with you. So here's what happens. You have a heating air conditioning system with a furnace, or you have a heat pump, or you have a package unit that's a heating and air or a heat pump, and the system fails, right? And in your mind, you're like, oh, I've been paying $600, $700, $800 a year, $900 a year. So if it fails, I'm going to get a new one. Here's the thing. Let's slow down for a second. That's probably not true. If you read your home warranty, whoever it may be from, and you look at their disclaimer, there's the thing says we only need to get your system up and running if and only if you've had this thing maintained. So I can't tell you how many times when I was a salesperson, I can't tell you how many times when I was a technician that I would end up at a house and I'd say, hey, what's going on? And they'd be like, oh, home warranty. And I could tell you the story. I bought home warranty. I thought they were going to pay for a new system. I had to pay for a technician to come out of pocket, $100, $200, $300. And the guy showed up, took one look at the equipment, says it hasn't been maintained. You don't have proof. Peace out. We're done. There's nothing you could do. Okay. That story, I could pretty much tell you almost every time that I went to home warranty, some version of that was told. Now, you're thinking, okay, great. I had my system maintained. I did have it taken a look at. Realistically, most of the time, the only thing that company has to do is get you up and running. Now, a couple of exclusions may apply, and every company may be a little bit different, so I can't speak for all of them, right? There's probably a good one or two out there. There's a couple of them that aren't so good. So here's what's going to happen. They're going to condemn the system, right? Let's say that they go down this path and they're going to say, system's failed, we're going to get you a new one. Read your policy, because in your policy, there is an exclusion that says we will pay, and I'm going to give you some random numbers. I haven't looked at one of these in probably 6 or 7 years. We're going to pay up to $800 for the indoor unit, and we will pay up to $1,200 for the outdoor unit, okay? And so then you're like, well, wait a minute. I'm getting bids. I'm going to give you California numbers as of today. Heating and air units can be $15,000 to $20,000. In your state, city, or jurisdiction, they could be $7,000 to $10,000, okay? But you're sitting there going, wait a minute. You're telling me that you're going to give me $700 for the indoor unit and $1,200 for the outdoor unit. I'm going to have $1,900. Okay. So that has the potential of paying for all the parts and pieces. Now home warranty company comes in. They're like, oh, that's what they're willing to do. But here's what we're willing to do. Out of pocket, you're going to have to pay us $7,000, $8,000, $9,000, $10,000 to do the install. And then what we'll do is we will credit you back the money. What we'll do is we will discount that right off the top, okay? So they're given the equipment. So it could be a phantom discount. It may not be. There's a company that I know of that they knock on the door, they sit down with homeowners, and they go, oh, home warranty, XYZ company sent us out. We pre-negotiated a deal for $3,000 off. We're going to give you $3,000 off. No such thing. So there are some shenanigans. So I want to give you some background. There are some really good companies that do home warranty. There are some not so good. And here's a couple of reasons why. If you're like, Scott, why? Why does this thing sound so good? And why can't I ever get anything done? Okay, so let's say I start Scott's Heating and Air and I'm brand new and I don't have a book of business. I need to go find a book of business. So one of the easiest things to do is say, I want to sign up for home warranty. What most of these companies don't tell the homeowner is that there is an exclusion for leads. So they say, hey, Scott, we would love to have you, Scott's Heating and Air, as a client, and we will send you leads. But here's the thing. Your average ticket can't be more than $300. So I go out and see you, and I'm like, $250 to fix the system, check. Go out to see your neighbor, $100 to fix the system, check. Go out to the next neighbor, $1,000, boo! So they stop sending me leads, and they turn off the spigot, and they're like, I don't have the ability to get leads. So this is one of the reasons why technicians from XYZ company will show up and look at the equipment and go, there's too much damage here. There's too many issues here. If I've got a ton of those issues, what they're going to do is they're going to stop sending me leads. This is why I have seen in my lifetime, dudes make repairs on the side. They'll go, hey, I probably have some old parts in my van. It's not a new part, but here's what I'm willing to do. I'm willing to give you an old part for 20 or 30 bucks. That way we can get you up and running. So they got their fee to show up to the door, and then they sold an old part or a semi-broken part to you to get the system up and running. I can share with you that about 999 times out of 1,000, you are not going to get paid for a new system. It'll be shenanigans. And in my lifetime, I can probably count on two hands the amount of people that I've ever talked to that have gotten new systems from home warranty companies. And a lot of them were retired attorneys because they had nothing but time on their hands. So if you're like, hey, Scott, why is it that I can't get my home warranty to pay for a new system? They didn't plan to, right? If I give you $700, are you going to give me $10,000? Like, I get it. It's insurance. Supposedly it's insurance. And if you look online, you are going to have a very tough time of getting it through. I almost said a company name. You're going to have a tough time getting it through any of the organizations for the most part. I can't say all, right? There's probably a couple of really good ones out there. Here's what you could do as a homeowner. Most companies have a maintenance plan. Most companies have a service plan that you pay 15, 20, 30 bucks a month. And I'm going to share with you, this will be way more valuable to you over time than going and signing up for home warranty. Because you have a company to work with, because you know the parts and pieces and what they're going to cost. A lot of these companies have upfront pricing or straightforward pricing or flat rate pricing, whatever you want to call it. But at least you know what you're getting into. And you're not getting into the shenanigans of, well, I'll do it on the side, right? And you're not having to deal with, if I do this work, then they're going to stop sending me leads. I can share with you with about 99% certainty, most, not going to name names, most home warranty companies are never, ever going to buy you a unit. They'll make repairs. They'll make cheap repairs. Might buy you a washing machine. They might buy you a dryer. But what they're probably not going to do is probably not buy you a roof, probably not buy you heating and air, right? They'll make all the promises in the world. This is why you got to read your agreement and read what they're willing to pay and what the exclusions are. It's almost like you have to become an attorney. I don't have anything to sell you. I look forward to the comments down below. Maybe on a Wednesday on a full moon when you stubbed your toe getting out of bed, somebody gave you a system. I can be completely wrong, right? I don't have to be right all the time. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching.